guys, it is Dani. Welcome to this update video. Yet another countdown video as we eventually approach the start of the 2026 Atlantic hurricane season. So we are now 36 days out, just over a month from when that begins. Now we're going to be looking at the short term in terms of what's going on in and around the vicinity of the Caribbean. And if you're actually located in places such as Dominica, even Guadeloupe, you may have been experiencing quite a bit of rainfall today. So we've got a surge in moisture. We can see all of this moving in all these different colors here. So these are all representative of clouds, but based on the color, we can kind of get an idea of the cloud height. And as we head to the more burgundy shadings and even that blackish color in the midst, that is typically associated with higher clouds, which often tend to contain more in regards to rainfall activity. So it's likely been pretty active. Seen some thunderstorms in the vicinity of the Turks and Caicos and southernmost Bahamas as well. And elsewhere though, nothing very crazy. Mostly quiet today, lots of sunshine for especially the northwestern Caribbean. Not seeing much going on here towards Mexico, Central America, and also places such as the Cayman Islands, much of the Bahamas, and even Cuba. Some spots in Jamaica have been experiencing some showers on and off, others have been sunny. But let's take a look at that rain forecast. Okay, here we go. So we can see here that the map gets pretty colorful in the vicinity of the Lesser Antilles. Now, what is helping to influence this rain is a trough, which is essentially an area of low pressure. And we can get lots of atmospheric instability, which in turn leads to the development of showers and thunderstorms. So aforementioned areas again, Guadeloupe going to Dominica, even some sections of Martinique may experience some heavy downpours at times, and other surrounding islands in the Leeward Islands may experience some showers, not as much. Further south will be on the drier side though, headed towards the Grenadines and Grenada, Tobago. Few spots in Trinidad may experience some showers. Rain chance will be very limited for Barbados. As we head to northern South America, it will likely get active as we progress throughout the afternoon for Guyana and Suriname, maybe some spots in southern French Guiana. Going to Venezuela, Colombia, it will likely be active there. ABC Islands, pretty low chance of rain, but there could still be some showers around. Likewise, as we head towards Central America, Panama, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, further north will be on the quieter side though. As I mentioned, for the Cayman Islands, it's been pretty quiet, so it will remain like that through the rest of today. For Jamaica, we could see some thunderstorms popping up, and there could be additional periods of rain in a few spots. Likewise for Cuba, going to Hispaniola, and even Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. And we've already got some moisture here, as I mentioned earlier as well, in regards to the southern Bahamas and Turks and Caicos Islands. So that's what's going on. Not a very significant system right now in the area, but there we can see that trough represented on this surface chart with this broken orange line. Another extends into the vicinity of the northwestern Caribbean, but not seeing too much in association with it regarding rainfall. Now, as it pertains to the Atlantic hurricane season, so we're going to be talking about that. We've got two new predictions out. One is from the Weather Channel, and they are expecting a below average hurricane season with 12 named storms, of which 6 could become hurricanes and 2 major hurricanes. And we've got another prediction as well from North Carolina State University, expecting 12 to 15 named storms, of which 6 to 9 could become hurricanes and 2 to 3 major hurricanes. So kind of a just slightly below average to possibly slightly above average hurricane season expected by North Carolina State University. So an average season produces 14 named storms, of which 7 could become hurricanes and 3 major hurricanes. And a major hurricane is basically category 3 or higher. So for the most part, there is differences in regards to what these various companies are expecting for the hurricane season, but one thing that seems pretty much certain is in regards to the El Niño event, where temperatures in the equatorial Pacific are warmer than normal. And overall, that boosts global temperatures. So some of the hottest years are in association with El Nino events. And one would think that, okay, it's going to get warmer, that means the hurricane season is going to be crazier. Not necessarily. There are so many complex atmospheric factors which actually come into play for the hurricane season. So first things first, let's take a look at this anomaly chart. So it's showing the sea surface temperature anomaly globally, and the oranges going to the reds indicate warmer than normal temperatures. The blue shadings represent cooler than normal temperatures. So the white area is pretty much average. So this is where we've got the equatorial Pacific right in here. So we can see these orange shadings popping up, and even closer towards South America. So temperatures have definitely been on the increase in this general area. And as a result of that, it's a sign that we are headed towards that El Nino event. That super El Nino is what many have been calling it. But how does this impact the hurricane season? For the Pacific hurricane season, so in case you haven't known, there is also the Eastern Pacific hurricane season, and that starts 2 weeks earlier than the Atlantic hurricane season. It starts May 15th. So that season will be commencing very, very soon. So over there will be active. However, with a boost in especially thunderstorm activity, it helps to bring about more unfavorable conditions in the Atlantic basin. We can see that depicted on this graphic here. So yes, it's warmer over there. Lots of storms and hurricanes may form in the Eastern Pacific, but that helps to increase hostile upper level winds, which actually make their way over into the Atlantic basin. So when we've got tropical waves that are attempting to develop, once these winds are very hostile, it's just going to be ripping them apart as they try to form. So that is why the El Nino doesn't automatically mean that things will be active for the hurricane season, because I've seen many posts regarding that, persons thinking that, hey, this hurricane season is going to be crazy. So it doesn't necessarily mean that things are going to be active. Actually, quite the opposite normally. But because the past couple decades we've been having a general increase in global temperatures, and that would of course include the Atlantic basin, even El Nino seasons have been producing quite a few storms. But it only takes one. There can be a hurricane season that produces 15 storms and nowhere gets hit by any major hurricane. Meanwhile, a season can produce below average storms, but then out of that, we actually have one major hurricane that hits somewhere. So we really just have to wait and see and track things as time progresses, which is exactly what I'll be doing. So that's pretty much what I wanted to share with you guys in this video, just letting you know of the recent updates regarding the forecasts for the hurricane season and current weather conditions as it relates to rainfall. So I do hope you found this update to be informative. If you have any questions though, feel free to drop them in the comments. I'll get to you when I can, and remember to always be weatherwise.